Hey guys, welcome back, and in this video we are going to create our last two campaigns. We're going to create our lookalike campaigns and then our retargeting campaigns. So let's go ahead and create the lookalike campaign first, and the nomenclature is going to stay the exact same. It's going to be JSA-lookalikes-EG webinar registrant conversions. We're going to leave that as auction and go down to conversions again. We're going to create a new ad set, and let's just check and see what I named those lookalikes. So we're going to create a lookalike US 1% entire email list lookalike audience. So it's going to be named lookalike US 1% entire email list. And then for the ad names, we're going to leave this blank for now because we're actually just going to duplicate the ads that we already created and just drop them in this campaign, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to click Save to Draft. And now we're going to go into our ad set settings. And we're going to remove this, change it to registration. We're going to start with a budget of $5 a day again. And we're going to go to custom audiences here. We're going to choose our 1% lookalike audience. Potential reach of 2.1 million people. That's perfect. We're going to go in and edit the placements again and only show the news feed and the right column. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of Instagram, Audience Network, and Messenger for now. And then again, we're going to change this to 1-day clicker view. And that's done with that ad set. So now what we can do is we can just go back in and duplicate that ad set twice and then add in the other lookalikes. So we can go and click in here. We have the ad sets there. And now we can actually go in and duplicate that. And these other ad sets are a little bit confusing. They're not actually in the campaign. They're just visible because they're new. So we can actually just go in and duplicate this ad set here, which we will go ahead and do. We will drop it in the existing lookalikes campaign. Go ahead and duplicate that. And we're going to name it 1% to 3%. 1% to 3%. Entire email list, the ad registrant, $5 a day. That's great. We just need to update the targeting now. So the 1% to 3%. That's great. That all looks good, so we can close that. Duplicate it again for the 3% to 5%. Great, all that looks good. And now that leaves us, that's all of the lookalike audiences that we have. So now what we can do is we can actually go in to the ads here, and we can copy each of these ads into the new ad sets that we created. So we can go ahead and select both of those ads. Click on duplicate, and make sure that we change the campaign to the lookalikes campaign, and then we can just add it to all three ad sets in that campaign by clicking the add to all button there. We can click duplicate, and now just like that, those ads are created. These ads are just like placeholder ads, so we can go ahead and delete those. delete those 3. And so now when we take a look at each of these ad sets, well, again, it's showing every new ad set, but there are 3 ads in particular, or 2 ads, excuse me, in particular for each of those given ad sets, and we can double check on that by taking a look here. It's selected, we pull it out, we click on the 2 ads, and we can see that those 2 ads are in that ad set. So that is how you create your lookalike audience. And now finally, for the last step, creating the retargeting audiences, as I call them. Really, retargeting audiences are just audiences that are owned. And so the retargeting audiences are going to be your email list, your website visitors, etc. And I call it retargeting audiences simply because typically they're fairly small audiences, and it is retargeting by definition. They've already visited your site, or they're on your email list, or they've interacted with your Facebook page. You are retargeting them. So what I do is, and typically it depends on the size of the audiences, because my audiences are so small, I'm going to combine all 3 of these into a single ad set. So I'm just going to create a new campaign. I'm just going to call it JSA retargeting, e.g. webinar registrants. Well, let's make sure we're using the same nomenclature here. Registrant conversions is what I've been using. So JSA, retargeting, e.g. webinar registrant conversions. And again, the campaign objective is going to be conversions. Ad set is going to be JSA all website visits and email list. Go ahead and save that one to a draft. Let's go ahead and check out the ad set. Again, change this to registrant. Budget's going to be $5. And again, we're going to select all website visitors and the entire email list. So that's great. I'm going to edit the placements to just the news feed and the right hand side. Great. 1-day clicker view. Awesome. So the last thing that we can do now is go check out an ad and just duplicate these 2 ads. Existing campaign. It's going to be a retargeting campaign, and we're going to add it to the 1 ad set that's there. Go ahead and duplicate that. Great, we've got that. Now we see that we have an error, most likely because we duplicated this weird ad here. So let's find that. So let's go into the ad sets here, and go to edit. Yeah, that's what happened. So we should only have 2 ads. We accidentally duplicated this untitled ad, so let's just deselect the ads that we want to keep, and we'll just go ahead and delete these 2 ads here. Delete. Awesome. And so now we have all 3 of our campaigns. If I was a betting man, I would expect my retargeting campaign to have the highest ROI, followed by my lookalikes, and then my interests would likely have the lowest ROI. Now, obviously, I'm going to be capped out at a very low budget to actually send traffic to this retargeting audience, simply because it's so small. However, as I scale my lookalike campaigns, my interest campaigns, my retargeting audience size is going to build, which will allow me to scale that more as well. Obviously, we're going to talk about this much more in the upcoming videos as we actually go through and optimize this in real time. But in a nutshell, that is how you build out your campaign in real time. That is how you launch any sort of campaign. And now what we're going to do is we're going to review and publish. And we are going to set these ads to live. So we're going to go ahead and review everything we've got here. We've got 3 campaigns, 10 ad sets, and 20 ads, which we'd expect. That's 2 ads per ad set. And we're going to go ahead and press publish on these. and now it's going to load, and these ads are now live, which is incredibly exciting stuff. So slowly but surely, it's publishing it live. My ads are going to go through a review process, and assuming that they pass the review, which they should, but assuming they pass the review, then these ads are going to be live, and they will be generating traffic. If they don't pass the review process, then we will address that. And you can check on the status of the ads by checking this delivery status here. This in review status tells you the status of your ads. So that is how you build out and actually launch your ads. I'll see you in the next video.